The roar of engines shattered the desert silence as the Hell's Vipers, a notorious biker gang, circled their prey like vultures. In the center of the dust-choked clearing stood Derek Rook Malone, an ex-cop with a busted badge and a loaded .45. His bike lay overturned behind him, its chrome glinting under the merciless sun. The gang's leader, Jack's Snakebite, Coulter, rolled forward, his scarred face twisted into a grin. "You should have stayed gone, Rook," he spat, tightening his grip on a rusted chain. Before continuing the story, comment below where you're watching from. I'm excited to see how far this story has spread. If you enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting stories like this. Crouched behind a bullet-riddled truck, Elena Reyes, a journalist with damning evidence against the Vipers, clutched a thumb drive loaded with incriminating files, proof of the gang's ties to a citywide corruption ring. Her hands trembled, but her resolve didn't. If they got their hands on it, every cop, politician, and criminal on their payroll would vanish into the wind. Rook knew it too. He hadn't planned on playing hero today, but fate had other ideas. Snakebite revved his engine, the sound like a war cry. "Last chance to walk away," he taunted, his crew tightening the noose. Rook's jaw clenched. He'd left the force for a reason. Too much red tape, too many dirty hands. But this was simple. "Sorry, Jax," he said, flicking off his safety. "I don't walk away from trash that needs taken out." The first shot rang out, and the desert erupted in chaos. Elena ducked low. This wasn't just a shootout. It was the first shot in a war. Gunfire echoed off the canyon walls as Rook ducked behind the wrecked truck, hot lead pinging against metal. Elena scrambled toward him, her boots kicking up dust. "We can't hold them off forever," she shouted over the roar of engines. Rook ejected his spent mag and slapped in a fresh one, his eyes locked on the gang's advancing line. The Hell's Vipers weren't just thugs. They were a well-oiled machine, fanning out to cut off every escape route. A Molotov cocktail shattered against the truck's hood, flames erupting in a wave of heat. Rook grabbed Elena's arm and yanked her back as the fire spread. Through the smoke, Snakebite's silhouette loomed, a shotgun resting on his shoulder. "Should have taken the deal, cop," he bellowed. Rook's mind raced. The canyon was a dead end, the road blocked by burning wrecks, but he'd patrolled these wastes for years. There was always another way out. Elena gasped as Rook suddenly veered toward the canyon wall, where a narrow fissure split the rock. "Move!" he barked. The bikers howled in rage as their prey slipped into the shadows. Bullets ricocheted off stone as Rook and Elena squeezed through the passage, the gang's engines too wide to follow. But as they emerged onto a jagged overlook, a new problem became clear. Below them stretched miles of open desert, and the Vipers would be circling around. Somewhere in the distance, thunder rumbled. A storm was coming, and so was hell. The first raindrops hit like bullets as Rook and Elena stumbled down the rocky slope, their boots sliding in the thickening mud. Behind them, the distant snarl of choppers cut through the storm. The Vipers were rerouting, using back roads only locals knew. Traitors or just scared, Rook wondered. The files in Elena's pocket were worth more than gold to the right people, and the wrong ones were closing in fast. A flickering neon sign emerged through the downpour. Red's Last Chance Saloon, the kind of place that didn't ask questions or offer help. Rook kicked open the door, his .45 up and sweeping the dim interior. A dozen hardened faces turned their way, Pool cues stilling, beers hovering mid-sip. Behind the bar, a grizzled woman with a sawed-off side. Malone, knew that fire was yours. Before Rook could answer, headlights flooded the windows. Engines idled outside, then cut. Silence. Then, boots on the porch. Elena's breath hitched. The bar tracked the sound, her fingers inching toward the shotgun. You bring death to my door. You best take it back out, she muttered. Rook exhaled, rolling his shoulders. No more running. He tossed Elena a spare pistol from behind the bar. Ever shot a bike's gas tank before? He asked. Outside, the first cock of a hammer echoed. The storm, the saloon, the steel in his hand. It all narrowed to this moment. The saloon doors burst inward as the first Viper charged in, his sawed-off shotgun barking fire. Rook shoulder-tackled Elena behind the bar as buckshot shredded the whiskey bottles above them. Glass rained down like jagged hail as the bartender, Red, unloaded her own shotgun into the ceiling with a deafening roar. "My damn stock!" she bellowed, swinging the barrel toward the intruders. Chaos erupted. Patrons flipped tables for cover, some joining the fight, others bolting for the back. A Viper lunged at Rook, knife glinting, but Elena pistol-whipped him across the temple, sending him crashing into the jukebox. Sparks flew as it shorted out, drowning the room in eerie silence, until Snakebite's voice cut through from the doorway. "Malone, you hiding behind civilians now?" Rook rose, wiping blood from his split lip. "Nope. Just waiting for you to step inside." Red racked her shotgun with a grin. "You all hear that? Boss man wants a fair fight." The remaining Vipers hesitated. Even outlaws had rules. Snakebite's eye twitched before he tossed his piece aside and cracked his knuckles. "Fine. Let's see how you do without that badge." Rook vaulted the bar and the saloon held its breath. Fists flew, bones cracked. And in the fray, Elena spotted something. A Viper pulling a burner phone, whispering coordinates. This wasn't just a revenge hunt. They were stalling. Rook's fist connected with Snakebite's jaw, sending the biker boss crashing through a splintered table. The saloon erupted in cheers, until the distant wail of sirens cut through the noise. Cops. Too fast, too coordinated. Rook's gut twisted. Someone had tipped them off. He wheeled around just in time to see Hitch, Red's longtime cook, slipping out the back door, a phone still glowing in his hand. Son of a... Elena was already moving, ducking past brawlers to the window. Outside, a half-dozen cruisers skidded into the mud, lights painting the rain red and blue. They're not here for the Vipers, she realized. The files in her pocket. The real target. Snakebite groaned on the floor, laughing through bloody teeth. "Told you. You don't know who you're up against." Rook yanked him up by his vest. "Who's paying you?" "The commissioner? The mayor?" Snakebite spat. "Bigger." "Oh." Red tossed Rook a set of keys. "Take my scout. Back road behind the cooler. Leads to the old rail yard." She grabbed Elena's arm, shoving a grease-stained map into her hands. "Find the boxcar marked 712. There's a guy there who will trade answers for those files." Rook hesitated. "Why help us?" Red's smile didn't reach her eyes. "'Cause the bastards who burned my brother, they're the ones Hitch just called." Outside, megaphones blared. "Last warning!" Time was up. The scout's tires spat gravel as Rook skidded behind a rusted boxcar, killing the engine. The rail yard loomed around them, a graveyard of forgotten trains, the air thick with the stench of oil and wet rust. Elena clutched the files tighter. Red said 7 to 12. But which one? A shotgun blast answered her, shredding the silence. Rook shoved Elena down as pellets ricocheted off steel. From the shadows, a voice rasped, "That's for the busted ribs, Malone." Rook's blood ran cold. He knew that voice. Carter, his old partner, the one he'd sent to prison. A figure stepped into the dim light, his face half scarred from the fire Rook had supposedly set. 5 years, Carter hissed. And you waltz back in like the damn hero? Elena's eyes darted between them. This was Red's contact? Rook slowly raised his hands. I didn't torch the evidence, Carter, but I know who did. He nodded to Elena. She's got proof. Carter's shotgun wavered. Just as the headlights flooded the yard. The Vipers. And this time, they weren't alone. Carter's shotgun barrel trembled for a heartbeat, then swung toward the approaching headlights. "Talk fast, Malone," he growled. Rook didn't waste time. "Commissioner Riggs burned those files. He's the one who framed you, and he's bankrolling the Vipers." Elena thrust the thumb drive forward like a shield. "Shipping manifests, wire transfers, everything. They're moving weapons for his private militia." A bullet sparked off the boxcar beside them. The Vipers had fanned out, their new allies clear now. Black tactical gear, no badges. Riggs men, Carter spat. Always knew that suit was dirty. He tossed Rook a key. "Boxcar, 712's rigged to blow. Distractions on you." Rook balked. "You're just gonna—" "I owe you a broken face," Carter snapped. "But Riggs, he owes me 5 years." With that, he melted into the shadows toward the Viper's flank. Elena yanked Rook toward the doomed boxcar. "We're really trusting the guy who just shot at us." Rook primed the explosives. "Nope. We're trusting his hate." The detonator clicked, and the night turned to fire. The explosion tore through the rail yard, sending a fireball boiling into the storm-choked sky. Rook shielded Elena as shrapnel screamed past, but the real horror came into view through the smoke. A fortified convoy idled on the far tracks, its armored trucks emblazoned with the city seal. Riggs' militia, Rook realized. He's not hiding anymore. Then he saw her. In the lead truck's cage, a small figure pressed against the bars. Lena, Carter's teenage sister, the one Rook had sworn to protect after Carter went inside. "They grabbed her this morning," hissed a voice. Carter materialized beside them, his face ashen. "Riggs said she's insurance." Elena's grip tightened on her pistol. "Against what?" A megaphone crackled. "Malone!" Riggs's voice oozed through the chaos. "Bring me those files or the kid learns how traitors burn." The truck's engine revved. Carter lunged forward, but Rook caught his arm. "You go in guns blazing, she dies first." The yard fell eerily quiet, save for the hiss of rain on hot steel. Somewhere in the dark, Snakebite chuckled. Rook stepped into the open, hands raised, the files clutched like a white flag. The floodlights pinned him in their glare, every rifle, every scope now trained on his chest. "Let the girl go, Riggs," he shouted. "You want these? Come take 'em." Behind the armored glass, the commissioner's smirk was visible even in silhouette. But Elena wasn't watching Riggs. Her eyes tracked Carter's shadow slinking along the boxcars, his knife glinting, and Snakebite, still bleeding, still grinning, wasn't where he should have been. "Rook," she whispered into her comm, "it's a—" The first shot came from the opposite direction. A Viper screamed as his knee exploded, then chaos. Carter's blade found a militia throat, the convoy's flank erupted in gunfire, and Snakebite, that glorious, treacherous bastard, rammed a flaming motorcycle into Riggs' fuel tank. The explosion lit the sky. In the Inferno's heartbeat, Rook sprinted for Lena's cage. The cage door shattered under Rook's boot. Lena tumbled into his arms just as the fire reached the truck's ammo locker. The world turned white. When his vision cleared, Riggs was staggering through the smoke, his tailored suit in flames, his pistol swinging wildly. "You ruined everything," he shrieked. Carter stepped between them, his own gun steady. "Nah, Commissioner, you did that yourself." A single shot rang out. Riggs dropped. Silence save for the crackle of dying fire. Snakebite emerged from the wreckage, tossing Elena scorched but intact hard drive, the real files. "Told you we wasn't the real monsters," he rasped, before vanishing into the night. Rook looked at Lena, at Carter, at the blood on his hands. Some debts couldn't be repaid. But today, close enough. Share which moment in this story resonated with you most. Subscribe our channel, Heartwarming Storytime, to help us spread stories of hope in a world that desperately needs them.